Okay, I know it's not 2020 yet. I feel like making a video. I'm gonna do what I do, which is spontaneous, unscripted, unrehearsed, and just proving my point in my way. Now, y'all may not know who this is, but then again, a lot of you may. Look up in the top left corner, you'll see um, the beard, the sunglasses, the bald head. Uh, David Zillionaire. DZ. Okay. He's done a series on Kenneka Jenkins. And I kind of thought about this. I'm like, well, I'm confused because there's been so many other videos that he's done about her. I'm like, what more could there possibly be to say? But maybe he's trying to tie it all together. I mean, is it possible that this is going to wrap up the whole Kenneka Jenkins thing? I'm hoping, but I have a feeling I'm wrong. It's just the beginning. Now, why he chose to let go of that rap battle thing he had going, why he didn't build on that, why he didn't come up with ideas based around that and put in the work and then work at Tyler Perry Studios and learn and inquire. And please don't copy what Tyler Perry is doing. Do your own thing. And but there's this obsession with the money that he can get off of this whole Kenneka Jenkins thing. And that's the part that I think has been so infectious throughout the whole YouTube platform. It's almost as if she was this sacrifice that was made for, and I guess I might as well just say downtrodden or, black people that's going through hard times or living in these urban cities around all these different elements, I guess gangs and deception and backstabbing and just being a young woman trying to make it in this town. Maybe she's, I guess, somehow has become the sacrifice for the YouTube platform so that, anyone can make $1 on here and I guess get monetized and all that. And you would think once they get monetized, they would move on to what they're doing. Because you have to look at, people like Zillionaire. I don't know. I'm not sure how many subscribers he has. Let me see if I can find it. I don't want to move this how I have it set up here. But anyway, I think he has maybe 19,000 or something like that. Okay, you would think they would take those 19,000 subscribers and go ahead and put out what you can put on the table. You are in acting, you aspire for these things, production, music, all these things. This is what you stand for. But were it not for Kenneka Jenkins, I just don't think you would be where you are. And now that you're there, you still won't do you. It always goes back to Kenneka Jenkins. Now there's 5 parts to this. I'm gonna try not to drag this out too long. But then again, I don't know. I may. Some of my subs like when I talk, and I guess they like kicking it with me the way I do it, how I do it. So anyway, this is part 5. Now I will say I was surprised to see that there were no ads on part 5. And it kind of shocked me that I didn't see any. And here it is. It looks like he's set things up a little different. It looks like he's in a larger room. I'm glad to see that. I just wish you wouldn't ride Kenneka Jenkins so. You know, I mean, we're talking 2 years now, and you know, every channel was built back up on Kenneka Jenkins, and even to this day, there's still Kenneka Jenkins in a 5-part miniseries that he created. So I don't know. I don't know if this if this is supposed to be the audience watching, or maybe this kind of effect that he has with the screen back there, or maybe he's putting up what he's speaking about back there now. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see what he has to say. Yeah. See, this is Irene, I think. Anytime you see her, you know, and I think it's awful that he's just, you know, stalking after these friends and accusing them and shedding doubt on them and putting them in danger and all these things with all these different theories. You know, anything that they say or do, he picks it apart and applies it toward the death of Kenneka Jenkins in some kind of a conspiracy way, to make it seem like, oh, they're hiding this, or, you know, they're discussing, you know, what they did, or they admitted to this, or, you know. And I just think that's the part that's very unfortunate. You know, I just don't think these people really care how they get the coins, you know. But anyway, let's listen to him. He looks better, because I know when he, you know, because I know when they were accusing him of rape and all that stuff on here, you know, of you know, being a rapist and all of that stuff. I've really felt bad for him, because I could see, I didn't want him to get on here and get sick doing this live or whatever it was, because you could tell it was taking its toll on him. And to see that, you know, you're right back to doing what you do. And this is just what they do, y'all. They're going to always go right back to doing the things that they know are wrong, but that need and that addiction for the clicks, the views, and you know, the likes and the comments and the notifications and the cash apps and the super chats and the, you know, chance to sell this t-shirt or that t-shirt, or, you know, lure in, you know, everybody, as if they haven't already seen 1,000 Kenneka Jenkins videos that you've already done. That's what leaves me scratching my head. You know, what more is there to say? But that's what I'm saying. You can come up with a million different questions, you know. Did she fall at a 50-degree angle, or did she fall at a 45-degree angle? Or maybe she fell at a 40-degree angle. And I guess depending on how desperate times are, did she fall at a 50 or a 49 or a 48 or a 47? You see where I'm going with this? You can sit here and, you know, did the guy that did it, did he live in this state or that state? There's 50 different states, you know. And did he mastermind it with this person in this city or that town? Think of all the different cities and towns and all the different states. You see where I'm going with this? I mean, this is a never-ending way to just, you know, constantly make up stuff. You know, I can sit here and make up 100 different things, you know. This camera was working, but somebody disabled it. And they were working with the waiter in the restaurant, who was friends with the baby mama of the security guard, who had saw on social media that, you know, Kenneka, you know, had mentioned her or something, and she never liked him. So she called up Irene. You see what I'm trying? I mean, you see where I'm going with this? I mean, why would you do that to a real live person? Make it fiction is not true. Make it fiction. Non-fiction is true. Fiction is not true. Make it fiction. You know, that's where the skill and the art comes in. Of if you can come up with something, you know, create new characters, do a new thing. Don't base everything around Kenneka Jenkins' death. And you did not run the ads through this one. I really was proud of you. I want to hear what you have to say. You know, this long-awaited 2-year preparation for this 5-part miniseries. I'm assuming this is the last part of it right here. 5, I'm assuming. I don't know, there might be 5 more. But let's hear how you wrap all this up together. Because we've seen this picture, I mean, on a million thumbnails of this girl with those glasses and that phone. And you looking right in the screen with your glasses. Looking thirsty.
Some Crown Plaza Hotel. First of all, why did they tamper with the video?
Okay, now, did y'all pick up on that? The very first thing is a why. And what he mean tackle with the video? Well, is she saying tamper with the video? But weren't you the one that was posting, like, buying fake videos of her walking down the hallway? The reason I know it was fake is because at the end of the hallway, she disappeared. And you were buying this stuff and posting it and running ads through it for clicks and views on your old channel. I'm the one that commented on your channel saying this is fake. At the end of the video, she just disappears. No one disappears. You know, you've been running these plots and schemes, Zillionaire David. I mean, for 2 years you've been doing this. And you work at Tyler Perry Studios as a security guard. Why can't you take this opportunity and make something of this if you're able to do it? You cannot do it on the back of Kenneka Jenkins. Every time you take a step forward, you're going to take 2 steps backwards because of how you're trying to do it. You won't put in the work and stick with that rap battle stuff. You're not able to produce yet. You've tried on every channel. And you can't take the embarrassment of posting a video if it ain't getting thousands of views. And when you come up with your original series stuff that you do that don't have nothing to do with Kenneka Jenkins, where you're directing and producing and acting and all of that, it does not kick off. It does not come together. Something ain't right with it. You had something going with that rap battle stuff. That's really what you should have stuck with. It's more reputable. You're in music. You won't do it. You rather go back and revisit this, you know, all these different things, all these different hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different scenarios and thousands of different questions. You know, and you've done at least 1,000 videos on Kenneka Jenkins throughout all your channels. And yet, this is what you have to say after all of that.
Why do you think they tampered?
Now you see, didn't he just ask that? And then he said, why do you think they tampered? You know, it's like, okay, we get it. And who's to say that they did? You're making this stuff up. every video that somebody posts of a friend, of a friend, of an associate, of a friend, of somebody who knew or saw a video or spoke to somebody else that was in whoever's presence at the party, has chimed in, and you're using everything that they posted to do videos and come up with every different possible scenario and question, and just constantly implanting doubt and questions for Cohen's. And that's why, I don't think that you're ever going to reach this plateau that you're trying to reach, because you're not willing to put in any of the work to get there. You can't count what you're doing to Kenneka Jenkins as putting in work on what you're trying to do with your craft. You're going to have to take some classes and learn. See, you have to realize being in front of the camera is one thing. Being behind the camera is different. Just because you're on one side doesn't mean you know how to do the other side. You have ideas, but you have to learn to conceptualize those ideas and bring them into fruition. And, there's a method to those things. And it's not just getting on here and making up Kenneka Jenkins conspiracy theories for clicks and views, but at the end of the day, you aren't paying any of your dues to do what you're trying to do. And even if you don't learn nothing, if you had done as many videos on what you're trying to do and making corrections and all these things to pursue what you're trying to do, after 1,000 videos, you will have more views than you did before, you did your first one. But no, if somebody talk about you, then you log in onto your fake account, come to their channel, and try to slide in a comment or something like that. That's why I don't respect you. I've always said that. I've always said why. You, Tiffany Draper 2, Tiffany something Draper. There was a middle initial on one of them. Tiffany M. Draper. I don't know if that's a 1, a 2, and a 3 on those. I don't know. I don't know what y'all are doing. It's not working. You can't do but so much. So let's listen to him do this again.
With the video, why did they tamper with evidence?
Now he asking the same thing 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 different times. Now how long ago has that been? And he's sitting on the edge of his seat like it's some emergency, something that just happened. As if he hasn't already done 1,000 videos on this. Already. Covering exactly what he's talking about right now.
I want to hear what y'all have to say. I already know why they
See, and he always I want to hear what y'all have to say. And and what he does is he uses what they have to say to come up with new conspiracy theories, to do new videos. But yet he claims he knows what happened to her. But every video is a different conspiracy theory.
tamper with evidence. But why did Crown Plaza Hotel?
You see, I want y'all to count these whys. He has to be up to 10 already. And remember I told y'all, it's why, where, who, when, what, all that. What What TV? What floor? What wall? What color? Why that color? Why that TV and not that TV? You know. When did the TV get here? You know. Why did they buy the TV? You see what I'm trying to say? You can do that for everything in this room. For the next 20 years. You know, it's madness.
Tamper with evidence. I want to hear what some of you have to say.
Now, didn't he just say this already? I mean, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm hearing like the same things over and over and over again. I think that's how he brainwashes them. He makes them feel relevant somehow. Like, you know, sit up and think about Kenneka Jenkins conspiracies, but I'm not going to tell you that that's what you're doing for me, but that's what you're doing. So I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. Even though, you know, you've done it on 1,000 other videos and 1,000 other things, you know, there's somebody out there that has something new to say. There's, you know, a friend of an acquaintance that nobody knew about, who was the sister or the brother of somebody that went to the party. And so now it opens up a whole nother, you know, set of circumstances for me to start the what, how, when, who, where, why, all over again. What?
About that. Because then I'm going to give you why they... Latoya, boom.
Okay, so I'm not getting this. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Maybe I still have my sanity. I think.
So get ready to be disappointed.
I wish he would leave that girl alone. I mean, really, I just honestly do. And I'm sure, you know, this is a national thing. He has probably people from all these different places, unsuspecting people, you know, that are being used for conspiracy theories. They don't even know it.
MTV exposed everything in this case, but I just have a feeling that they're not.
Now, supposedly there's an MTV thing. I can't vouch for it or not vouch for it. It's my first time hearing about it. But let's just say it's true. Maybe you feel some kind of way about that. You know, you've been doing this, you know, what, 1,000, and they didn't consult you. You were not texted, you were not DM'd, you were not emailed or commented. Your channel was not visited for info. You're not going to make an appearance on it or a cameo. You know, you're not going to be one of the people mentioned with relevant information about it. You're going to be overlooked, even though, you know, you've been consumed with her. In every grain and nook and cranny of this, I don't know, conspiracy theory that has fallen and, you know, crumbled into a million pieces. But I think you're gonna use that as an opportunity to go through everything that they do on the thing, and then it'll give you content for another 100 videos, and then you can ask, you know, all these questions and do 500 or 1,000 more videos on all the different questions and the more conspiracies and what they didn't cover and what they should have covered and what you knew and what they didn't know and what you know, nobody asked you about it, and you know, and everybody knew about this except MTV. And the people are going to be like, rah, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, nobody asked us about this stuff. We've been out here, you know, running the streets on this, on these YouTube streets for, you know, 2 years with this. You know, so they're going to rally behind you even more. Because MTV did this. And you've been trying to do it. They didn't ask you nothing about it. And you're going to scrutinize whatever angle they take on it. If it's even true. I'm just assuming it's true. You know. And it's just unfortunate. You know. And it's all for these numbers that you're addicted to. You know. But at the end of the day, these numbers represent, you know what? This may as well say Kenneka Jenkins. Right here. That may as well say Kenneka Jenkins. And I think really, you know, it just, I think it's going to eat your ass alive. Just even the remote possibility that this is really going to air on MTV. And you don't have a footprint or a fingerprint or a beard hair in it anywhere. That's what I think.
I have this strange feeling MTV is going to sugarcoat the entire case.
Didn't I just tell you? Didn't I just tell y'all that? He's manipulating everybody now. Yeah, watch it, but now after, make sure you watch me. For the whole 2020. Because I got content now for the whole 2020. And I want to get my numbers up. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to really be able to post the content that I really want to post. Because I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to pay one dude. Even though I work at a movie studio. But no, I'd rather come here and, you know, do 100 more conspiracy theories. Broken up into parts and sections and dissected. So that it's enough to last for 365 more days. You know, all based on what I've already been doing. So I'm going to cast this, you know, shadow of doubt over the whole documentary, even though it haven't even aired. Don't that sound familiar? You know, why don't they just come on here and say, you know what, I'm damn pissed that they didn't ask me nothing about it. All this damn work I done did about it. They ain't going to do that. They rather get on here and kind of like play like, ooh, you know, I'm being done wrong. And then they not going to do it right no way. And the people going to be like, rah, rah, rah. Zillionaire, you know, the ones that have been holding them up all this time. Let's hear what he got to say about this thing. Listen to him. I'm going to let it play this time. I want y'all to hear him out on this.
Dang, how? Oh crap, man. Oh, it broke off. Damn it. Damn.
Okay, so this is this producer, director, actor. This is his production. And you wonder why he's still, you know. Only difference is he's got that screen there. You can't read it. It ain't big enough for you to see it. Because you got to remember, these people are on their phones, Zillionaire. You know how you started out on your phone? Sitting on the steps in front of that building. I don't know if it was like extended stay place or whatever it was. You've moved up. But you got to pay some dues. You got the perfect opportunity in front of you and you don't know how to use it. And you hate on somebody like me that tell you the right thing to do. Because ain't no right in you.
I talked about that already, about her sister having a party. I posted on.
Now this is part 5. Let's see what's on part. There's all these different parts. Now I don't know what part is this. I don't know. One of these parts have ads in it. This one don't. This part 4. I think.
What's up, everybody?
This is part 4. Y'all see how wet he have his lips when he get on here? I wonder why his lips be so wet like that. I think it's something more to that. Y'all see how wet his lips are?
Talk about the gang stuff. In the chat, see what's up.
See how wet they are? Look how wet his lips is, his mouth is. He know what he doing with them big old wet lips. Okay, let's listen to him.
Person that was messed up like that. Okay, so they purposely spiked her drink.
Okay, hasn't he already went over this like a billion times already? Think about it, y'all. I'm sure he done said this at least a zillion times. So I don't know what he's doing. Let's look at this little video he's showing up here. So y'all have to remember, sometimes people stage all these videos. They get paid to make them because they get paid because people buy them. And he's not talking about nothing no different in this.
Well, y'all already know. I'm not gonna play it loud. Y'all already know what y'all already know what she's.
Cause you done told him a million times before.
You can get out of my.
What is he saying?
Alive with that crap. You can leave with that name.
See, they don't like that. You come in there and call them out on all of these different conniving and manipulating things they do. You cast one iota of doubt or question in one of those people's minds that's listening to all of this BS that's coming out of his mouth. Do it. And this one they show their ass. This one they show who they really are. You get a glimpse of it. It just so happened it was meant for me to catch this glimpse of him. This is who he really is. You see that? Now if you was in front of him, you would be on the ground because he would have already knocked you out. I pick up on, it's good that he can't get his hands on whoever this is. Listen to him, y'all. Y'all, listen to him.
Negative crap. You're saying you can get out. You can get out.
Why they gotta get out? Huh? It could be somebody saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You making this stuff up. Or whatever. And aren't you talking to all this negative stuff about Kenneka Jenkins? All these different things that have happened to her. All this plotting and scheming and all these different things that was done and not done and conspired and people conspired to do. Aren't all those negative things? You have no proof of none of this stuff. But yet somebody come on here, one person in your life probably gave you one dose of the things that you've been doing, casting doubt. Except, they're casting doubt on you now, and you can't handle it. This is how they go off right here. Listen to them.
Yeah. You're allowed to say you can leave. You're not gonna scare.
You see how they get, right? He's so easy to trigger. He's very easy to trigger. I know how to trigger him.
You're not going to scare me to stop talking about it.
Yeah. So, and that's the unfortunate part. Him and Trey King have that same trait. It's like, even though I know what I'm doing is evil and wicked and it's bottom feeding activity. You know, it's desperation 1,000-fold. But you're not gonna stop me, no matter who you are. And that's the unfortunate part, because they don't realize, you know, karma gonna stop them. I mean, somebody like this, I would think if he gets too excited, he'll have a heart attack right there on that video. Because I thought he was going to have one. You know, when all these rape accusations and allegations and stuff about him, you know, with the, you know, with this underage girl and all this other different stuff was, you know, I felt sorry for him, because I thought he was really sick. I thought the stress, you could, you know, it was like a ton of weight was on him, and I just felt bad for him. That's why I had stopped making videos on him, because I felt like he was at his lowest point. But then, like I said, you know, once they get right back where they want to be, they show you exactly who they are. I mean, I've been telling y'all this. Rita does it. He does it. They all do it.
So you can get out of here with that crap.
Yeah. So, you know, like I say, they can, you know, dish it out, but they can't take it. You know? It's like their way or no way.
Really, you can. You can go.
And see, the truth hurts these people. You know, he don't want nobody to come on here and say, you know, why don't you do, I mean, all these different videos you've been doing about Kenneka Jenkins, why didn't you do those on something else, on what you, if you're trying to be a director, producer, actor, I don't know all the different jargon and terminology of all that, you know, thing. I'm more of a viewer. I like seeing a good movie. But if this is what you really want to do, how is it that being an extra is going to teach you those things? And the average extra doesn't have a job working at Tyler Perry Studios as a security guard. And I guess now, because you have this security guard position at that studio, now you are actually a producer now. No, you're not. You have, there's a methodology to this. There's principles and, you know, all types of things that go into this, different techniques and all. Just watching a movie, you don't see that stuff. You know, you have to be trained on that stuff. You're not smart about what you're trying to do. Somebody like me could really help you, you know, but I refuse, because I know you don't respect me, and I'll just let you continue to, you know, take one step forward and 2 steps backwards, and just never really, you know, reach your potential or reach your goal or what you really want to do. And it's unfortunate that you won't take full, utter, 100% advantage of the opportunity that you have working at a studio, even though it's in a security guard, which you can't spell, capacity. And I think therein lies the problem, you know, because these studios don't owe you anything, and you're not able to build your own empire, you know, because it's on the death of a black female. You know, there's no honor in that. Just like there's no honor in what Trey King does. Y'all have that in common. That's why you tag him on all your videos. I think you stopped doing it. Finally. Thank God. That's how I know y'all watch my stuff. You know, I really help y'all. I give you all unbiased feedback. Spontaneous, unrehearsed, honest, 100% truth feedback. To help y'all. But your pride is always in the way. You're always going to say, no, you're not going to make me stop doing nothing. Even though I know it's the most disgusting thing a person can do to somebody. It's that pride. And that's why for every step forward, you always take 2 steps back. You know, the day gonna come when it's not gonna look like that even the way you got it. Because when that TV tear up, you're gonna have to save. You're not gonna have the money to buy another one. You hear me, don't you? I mean, I'm glad you're advancing, but your content ain't changing though. And you still running ads to her death, even through this series. I don't know if you just didn't get a chance to run them through, you know, part 3 and part 2 and part 1. This is part 3. As you can see, there's ads through it. Something about something he's talking about here. Let's see what he's saying. It's just too much, y'all. I can't take it. It's too much. Thank God all this stuff is blocked out.
Celebrity's restaurant. That restaurant,
you know, I think people like this just like to hear themselves talk, is what I think. Because I don't have the patience to sit around and listen to somebody who likes to hear themselves talk. You see how this is popping up every moment? I mean, they got ads all around these deaths and stuff, man.
I hope you know that. The media is not here.
And he talking about, yeah, the media ain't covering this, the media ain't covering that. No, the media not around here making up 1,001 videos and planning to do 10,000 conspiracy theories for the rest of the time that YouTube is in existence. And see, somebody like me, I think if I was in front of you right now, you would want to choke. You would want to choke me out right now. You would want to have your hands around my throat right now. You know, and it's just that's the desperationlessness of it all. You know, the patheticness of it all. The psychological defectness of it all. It's a sickness. You can't help yourself.
For money.
See? Exactly. Yeah, well, I guess this is part 1. If I had to guess, it's definitely got ads through it because it's the very first part. But I'm wrong. See, and that's what I'm saying. You know, you never know. It's like there's this manipulation where, you know, I'm gonna put ads on this one, but I ain't gonna put them on that one. And believe me, it may not have started out to be 5 parts. After part 1, after he do part 1, you know he gonna at least do a part 2, right? If you see that he got, you know, a certain number of views on part 1, and then he gonna do a part 2, depending on how many views got on part 2, it's gonna determine if there's a part 3 and a part 4 and a part 5. And believe me, if he was getting 100,000 views on part 5, there would be a part 6, or even 10,000, or even 5,000. There would be a part 6 through 10 through 20. And if on part 10 he got 100,000, you better believe it's going to be a 50-part series. Hours and hours. There he go with that mouth wide open. Look at it. I don't know. Like I said, 1 minute the mouth is just wet, just soaking wet. Like it's just slobbering for something. And there it is. It's just wide open right now. And his eyes are closed.
At the end of my videos, I tease the trolls.
Okay. I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet they get off on that too. That's why your mouth be so wet on these videos, ain't it? Yeah, look at that. Wow.
You can see my eyes. So when you talk, even with the shades on, you can still see my eyes.
I can see you've been running game.
All that light in my eye, it hurts my eyes and I get a headache.
Well, maybe you need to, That's what I'm saying. You need to learn about the lighting and all that different stuff. You're not taking the time to learn how to properly do any of this stuff. That's why you sit up there with sunglasses on at nighttime. Probably because you got, 100 or 150 watt regular light bulb lamp shining right in your face, creating shadows, and you can't see. And probably because you've been looking at thousands of Kenneka Jenkins videos, looking for grains of sand and strands of hair and all this stuff. That's what I'm saying. I don't see how y'all do it.
We learned a lot.
But I know one thing. He has a great big old mouth. And see, somebody like this, they will talk for 8 and 10 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they will. Bunch of small talk, bunch of lies, bunch of manipulations, conspiracies, wet mouth. That's the weird part. That's and that seems kind of freaky to me. It just do. When your mouth on here and it's just wet like that. Like just bit into like a wet peach or something. And juices running all down your lips. It just seems like to me, I don't know. Maybe that's the same kind of thing that made Trey King take off his shirt and all this different stuff. Maybe it's to plant seeds in these women's heads. Like, ooh, I made this or I made
that. How do you ask me that?
Yeah. And you know what? If you notice, everything is a question. My question is, what goes on at that security job at night? What did you have to do to get that job? Did you have to have your lips wet, your whole mouth wet, your lips all wet up, top and bottom, dripping, shining, glistening, with your mouth wide open? I don't know. I'm beginning to think you are doing what you have been accusing me of wanting to do. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, you know, if you want to be a freak, be a freak. I think you are a freak. You got fetishes. I mean, hopefully they're legal fetishes. Not all this underage stuff and rape cases and accusations and, you know, allegations and all this different stuff I've been hearing about. But I don't know. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm not going to comment on it. I know nothing about it. All I know is, you know, it brought you down. And now you're back and you're showing exactly who you really are. Except I think you've kind of upped it a notch a little bit. You know, who knows? Who knows what kind of comments that people aren't sending you and emails that people aren't sending you, telling you what a pretty mouth you got, what all they want to do to your mouth, what all they want to put in your mouth. You know, where all they want your lips at. And I think that's why you keep them wet like that when you get on here. You make sure you always, you know, it's almost like you have these little, you know, kind of like suckling type positions. You know, like you know, it's almost like you're pulling something inside there. I mean, I know you're a freak. Ain't nothing wrong with being no freak. But get up off Kenneka Jenkins.
If you look up John Kavanaugh, they falsify all types. I ain't no trolls.
See, you call me all kind of freak, but you know what? You the biggest freak on YouTube. I mean that literally too. You're a big guy. You got a big mouth. You got big lips. They look juicy and wet. I'm sure you got a big tongue and big everything. Because you damn sure got a big head. You know. But yet, you know, I'm the one that's trying to suck this or that. I don't know. It's looking the other way around to me. You know, I think you down for whatever, whenever, and with whoever. You know. And if it's going to be a sub, a click, and a view behind it, you know, this is the sweeter it is. That's what I think about you. Because you say the most awfulest things, and that's how I know you're such a freak by all that different stuff you was typing, all these different things. I think that stuff turned you on when you was typing it. That's what I believe. All that stuff you was saying.
Okay.
See how he licks his lips like that. Them women probably. Ooh, I bet them women don't tell them what them women ain't doing watching these videos. They don't care nothing about Kenneka Jenkins. They coming so they can watch you lick your lips every 3 seconds.
Monifa and Shemaya, they know the boy.
You know why I'm doing this, don't you? Because of all that stuff you did to me last year. Remember all them emails you sent me? Comments, emails. I think I got both from you. Comments and emails. Some under your ID and then some under your troll account. Saying all that different stuff. I had never heard nobody say all that different stuff on here. Because I thought this was like an R-rated platform. You turned it into an X-rated platform. All that stuff you were saying. I never forgot it either. That's why I look at you as a freak. Because you proved it. You know. You a freak running a con.
Life, man, you bum.
He mad.
Get a life, get a life, get a life, dude. Get a life. Dude.
I know this type of guy, y'all. Somebody like this. They have a tough exterior, but a certain kind of person, they can melt like butter in their hands, all over their mouth, all over, all over their lips. I know somebody like this. I do, and they love it. Am I cutting up too bad? I can't think of the name of my subscriber. The one that asked me to do a Kenneka Jenkins video. I don't know why I can't never think of your name. I know it's Reed. I can't never think of the first part. So I'm just gonna call you Reed. Reed, now I can get on here and I cut up sometimes. I'm cutting up a little bit. He look like he done seen something. His mouth gonna start watering in a minute. He looking at something. He thinking about something. Look at that. He thinking about something. And yeah.
The backstory on this.
Yeah, the backstory is, you a freak. I think all those things that you were saying in those emails and comments and stuff, I think that's stuff that you wanted me to do to you. And you know why? Because you doing it to people. That's what gets you off, I think. That's what I think. You a freak with a fetish. And I think your fetishes range. That you have a variety of them. I pick up on it. You have varied fetishes, is what I pick up on. And they range from kinky, and they border on legal, illegal, I don't know, according to the internet gossip or whatever. But I think there's a lot that you do. And have done and want to do, as long as nobody know nothing about it. If nobody never find out about it, look at you. You look like a freak kind of on this. A hungry, kind of like a little hungry, freakish like expression with that tongue out like that. It kind of comes across as like, you want something.
She's not going to get justice, man.
And his mouth is always talking. He likes hearing himself talk constantly. He just sits around and just listen to himself talk. He got a gap in his mouth. Don't he remind you of one of them fat kids in school that you could kind of just take behind the school and do anything to. And then when they realize they can fight, they turn into a badass. But at heart, they're still that kid that you can take behind the school and do anything you want to that kid. And they like it. And now they grown up into an adult that has a fetish for all those things and more. That's what I see. And it only takes a certain type of personality to tap right into it and get them juices flowing, and that's when his mouth get all wet and slobbery and drooly like that. And he just constantly licks all over his lips like that.
In this case.
See, he sent me all kind of freaky stuff. What all I want to do, and what parts I want to do, and over and over. He would tell me I didn't have no subs and no views, but he would also say other stuff, all kind of kinky stuff. I guess maybe he think he was trying to plant seeds in my head, all these different fetishes you have. These freaky fetishes. I know from the things that you write, that you type. That's how I know. The things you say, the things you do. Let's hear what he has to say. He's still supposedly talking about Kenneka Jenkins, right? But look on the screen, don't have nothing to do with Kenneka Jenkins back there. Nothing. Oh, that's Kenneka Jenkins. So I guess if he have to put up a picture of that actor, to make it all seem legit, then it's just what he gonna do. He's a piece of work, y'all. I just think you have somebody with all kind of fetishes, and Kenneka Jenkins is one of them. And I think there's probably about 20 more that he has. But like I said, deep down he's still that fat kid in school that, all kind of things was done to behind the school. After the games and stuff. And I think those are the things that he craves. He has a craving for those kind of things. That's why his mouth waters like that, and his lips drool, and be moist and wet and slippery like that. Slip and slide in, slide out, wet, the wetness of it, tongues and lips and all over the place. On every video. It's been like that. Now that part he can't help. There's a craving. You know how a dog their mouth will water for a steak. If you have a steak, their mouth will start watering for that prime rib steak that's still on the bone. And their mouth start watering for it. They have a craving for it. He have those kind of cravings like that, I think. That's what I picked up on. And maybe Kenneka Jenkins helps him to be able to control them somehow. A lot of this stuff is kind of like a sickness for these people. When you're doing 30 and 40 and 50 videos on Kenneka Jenkins a month, I would say, that's a surefire sign something ain't right.
I appreciate it.
See, sometimes people can hit the nail on the head with these people. It's not a bad thing, to be a freak. Use whatever you have to use to get your click, your view, and your sub. Just like Trey King, taking off his clothes and all this other different stuff. Y'all do whatever y'all have to do for them clicks, them views, and them subs. And if I had to guess, you are still tagging Trey King. I have to wonder about that. These cravings you have, these fetishes. These fetishes, these uncontrollable things. Just like, these Kenneka Jenkins videos, you can't control this.
That's a good question. That's a good question, Sharonda Jones.
As y'all can see, this is obviously an extended video.
Google.
AdSense check.
I don't respect what you're saying.
There he go. Ooh, now he look happy right there, don't he? That's how that kid look when they come from behind the schoolyard. I shouldn't cut up like this, y'all. I shouldn't do it. But it's my last chance. You know, it's December the 31st, 2019. It's my last chance to cut up. I'm gonna cut up. He looked like, ooh, stop, it hurt. Don't it? It hurt. Take it out. Yeah, boy, this guy's a freak. I wish I could find, well, you know what? All that's old news. I ain't gonna dig up them old emails and stuff. I can't bring up the comments because the channel closed down. He the reason one of my channels got closed down. He used T.I. to do it.
Actions.
Yeah, those were foul things that you did. You're a foul person. You're a freaky, foul, fetishness filled individual.
And sacrifice her daughter. And what are you talking about?
Seems like he's in denial mode now. You know, what you said about me, what you talking about, that ain't true. And look how his mouth is. I don't think he can control that either. But I think the women get a kick out of him. You know, a lot of people I think watch him just to laugh at him. He don't realize it. A lot of them watch him just to laugh at him and make fun at him, poke at him on these lives and stuff, get up under his skin, you know, call him out, get him upset. That's why he constantly talking. See? When he do that, that means somebody done said something and he got a wild hair up his ass. You know? I wonder what he do when he stopped recording these videos. Did he just lay on the floor or get in the bed and I don't know. All these different cravings, like his mouth just be drooling and watering all over the bed.
Right here.
He probably was a decent guy at one time.
You're not making sense.
You know, before he got on YouTube and, you know, got that first Google $100 check. Because, see, you don't get your first check. Your first check, it have to be $100. So some people, you know, once you done got to 50, then they go to overdrive, you know, because they can see how close they are to that 100. And that's when you see them, you know, the videos start increasing. They start doing more, telling more lies, running more game. Their mouth be more wetter. And they, you know, the top and the bottom lip be all wet. You know, for subscribe and all this other different stuff. And see, and then once they finally get that first $100 check, yeah, they hooked. They be happy just like this. See how happy he is? I wonder, is that true about him, y'all? All that different stuff, you know, that they were saying about him. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I would hope it's not true. But true or not, I think what my eyes see is somebody that have all kind of fetishes. And what my eyes have read from him tell me that.
I got some fans, don't I?
See? He likes that kind of stuff. You see how he do that? And somebody like this, it make you wonder if they got on any pants. You know, if he's just sitting there with a t-shirt and a chain on and them sunglasses. It make you wonder if he even got on pants and drawers. You know. I just think it's something about doing these videos. I think he gets off on it some kind of way. That's what I see. It make me wonder if do you have on any pants and any drawers? Right there? Because I'm beginning to wonder, you sit there that way with just that chain and that t-shirt and them sunglasses. That's all you see. And your mouth just be watering, your lips just be wet. Yeah. See? That's how he do, y'all. Listen to him.
Alright, I'm gonna get off this live. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah. He said it right. He finna go get off. He about to go get off. He done went off, now he about to get off.
I want y'all to look up Crown Plaza Hotel.
Yeah. He gets off on this. Literally, y'all. See there? That's how he go to bed every night with a smile on his face. Cause every day he do a Kenneka Jenkins video, and he go off, and then when he end the video, then he get off. I told y'all. See, if he can lock that room to that door that he in, if he can lock the door to that room he in, when he finished making these videos, he gets off. That's what I believe. He gets off on these videos.
Natasha, I get what you.
He does.
Or to listen to the news.
I guess he do whatever it is he have to do. Let's see what this one say. Y'all see the ads? Yeah. He looking to see how many numbers, how many subscribers came in, how many likes, how many dislikes, If the people coming from Twitter, like he said, if the people, the mods are in there like they're supposed to be, the ones that they, plotting and scheming together. And once the coast is clear, he starts.
Monifa pointing, she's strictly
See?
as corrupt
As you, I don't think nobody's as corrupt as you are. And he wants y'all to sit around and go blind watching these videos on y'all phone. Because you got to remember now, y'all on y'all phones. So he already small. Even though he big, he the biggest thing you see on that small phone. On that small screen on that phone. And then on top of that, he wants you to strain your eyes and look at that video with a low resolution that's way back behind him. and then the video is of a camera that's up on the wall that's showing people smaller than what they are. He probably wants you to look at shoes and shoelaces and, you know, brands of clothes, all this different stuff. That's why, you know, why a lot of y'all is cross-eyed right now. But, you know, behind this stuff. Somebody like this.
Like, what's going on? They were about to leave.
And he's telling you what they're saying.
If you can't show me nothing factual.
And you can't. I mean, these are just all things, you know, you're a mind reader. You know, you see through walls, floors, buildings. You know, you fly from one town to the next. All this stuff. Tell them how you buy fake videos. You ain't gonna tell them that, are you?
I know, right? Fact.
Yeah, that is a fact. I saw one of them.
People don't understand.
I know. We know it's hard. We know times it's hard. You know, we know it's bottom feeders. You gonna lick them lips, whatever you got to do, for them clicks, them views, and them subs. You know, and like I said, we'll never know what you really doing. Only you know that. I have my suspicions. You know. And there's no need to be ashamed. Ain't nothing wrong with being a freak. Ain't nothing wrong with having fetishes. Have legal fetishes. Not illegal fetishes. And I think therein lies the issue, lies the problem. But let's listen to him, y'all. I'm going to let y'all observe him and watch him. When he starts talking too specifically, I stop it.
That's how you win cases on hearsay, right?
I mean, he has to have, his whole thing is hearsay. You should change your channel to hearsay, because it's a hearsay channel.
Like that. Bill, take that to court, please. I watched some of her Kenneka videos.
Believe me, you don't watch every video I hear on Kenneka Jenkins. In between making yours. Like I said, you know, you get off on this stuff. So something about this, it gets you off. There's some kind of a freakiness behind all this different stuff. Because it's not normal. You know. It's like latching on to this person. You know, it's like an unhealthy attachment, an unhealthy obsession that somehow you get off on over and over and over again. You make your mouth wet, you start drooling, your lips get wet and moist.
Check. That's all she found.
And your tongue and all this different stuff is madness. And like I said, you know, it just makes me wonder. It really do. All those roles you get, you know, how you getting them? What are you doing to get these roles as security guards? You know, G-A-U-R-D. Ain't that how you spell it?
I ain't ready for that shit.
Like I said, he was probably a good guy at one time. And now it's like one of these crazed fans that has crazed fans that don't really know the reflection that's looking back at them, because it's a freaky fetish reflection. There's a freakiness about him. As long as nobody sees it, it's fine. I see it. I've always seen it. The only reason he's hiding his lips because he wants you to see his tongue. See that? Wet lips, wet tongue. What does that tell you? Huh? Soaking wet mouth. A soaking wet mouth. Tagging up Trey King. Who take off their clothes. Connect the dots, y'all. Mouth stay wet. Tagging somebody who take off their clothes on every video. I don't know. Yeah. I have my suspicions. And like I said, as long as I don't reveal them, it's never an issue. But I do enjoy it. You know, pointing out my observations. Just like those people enjoy watching his videos to come on there and poke fun at him on his own video. And he can't believe people have the audacity to do that. But you know, a lot of people can't believe you have the audacity to do what you do. To get all those jobs as an extra, as a security GAURD. Right? I told y'all he can work those lips, didn't I tell you? I mean, he can wrap them lips around some things. Believe that. You know, like what do they call them? Hot dog wieners, sausages, these pork sausages and all this different stuff. You know, these big, those big red hots. Y'all heard of them big red hots? Y'all might not know nothing about them red hots. A lot of people didn't eat them red hots because you had to be kind of like not rich to buy the red hots. You get a great big old thing of them. They call red hots. They're the biggest sausages. We used to have some of those. I remember that. So anyway, y'all, this is the guy. It's just how he works his mouth. It's what he does. It's lips wet. Okay, it's lips, tongue, work the mouth, wet lips, wet tongue, drool, soaking wet. Tag Trey King, who takes off his clothes. I don't know. Like I said, y'all connect the dots on that. You know what? Now that I think about it, that's probably what makes sense now. That's why I was sent those crazy comments and emails, because I was doing videos on Trey King, and Trey King had accused me of wanting to suck his wood. And actually, it was somebody else that wanted to do it. I was accused. I was falsely accused of this. That's why y'all women stay mad. And that's why, to this day, this guy is emailing me, commenting me under fake accounts. He had to create another one because the other one, I blocked it. So like I said, I don't know what kind of arrangement they got going. You know, all I know is there are some cravings, there are some fetishes, you know, there are some freakishes, and all these different things that goes on. You know, cravings, mouth-watering cravings. And it's easy to falsely accuse me. Of desires and cravings that others share and foster and can't control. Anytime you can't control you a grown man and you can't control your mouth from watering, that's a fetish. That's a freakiness to that. You are on an animalistic level at that point. You know, just like that dog is waiting for that beef on the bone, watering, lip licking, mouth watering cravings, fetishes. Freakishes. And I'm falsely accused. Be your freaky self. Yeah, it's okay. You can do it. I know what you're about. Peace out, y'all. Have a safe and happy New Year.